Hi guys, good morning everyone. Uh, you guys are able to see my screen, right? Okay, let's get started. Right. So if you take with the previous session, we are getting understanding about all different kind of the stages here, right? So first we are understanding that what are all the different kind of the stages. Next, we have been understand about debug options, right? And after that, we have been discussed about with the spy modes here, right? So if we take with the previous things, first we are understanding about functionality of the stages. Next, we have been understanding about debug options, and then which we have been discussed about with the spy modes, nothing but which we will be mentioning the application modular. So now based on all these things, we need to be get started developing with the flow. I mean, we need to be get started designing with the flows here. Now let's get understand on it how exactly we can get design with the flows here. Okay, so to get a design with the flows, let's understand some more stages, that is which we need to be understand about with the wait statement, or we can say that wait stage here. Okay, so while working with the blue prism, okay, while working with the blue prism, right? So whenever we are working with the blue prism, weight itself, okay, so weight itself is considered as a built-in stage here. Okay, so weight itself is considering a built-in stage here, right? So now if I'm taking this weight stage, okay, so if I'm taking with the weight stage, this weight itself is considered as a one built-in stage here, right? Now what exactly the purpose of the wait statement and why we have to be use wait statement while working with the blue prism? Okay, right. Now let's understand in a very detail about these things here. Right. So the very first thing, why we required with the wait statement here. While working with the automation, it's not like only blue prism. Whenever we are working with the automation, we need to be take care about with the wait statement here. The reason is whenever we are working with any web applications, that it will depends on the internet speed, right? Because while accessing any web application, the application access, that means the application speed will depends on the internet. Sometimes assume that internet is working very fast, then our application also will be getting loaded fast only. In case of internet is slow, then there may be a chances our application also will be getting loaded slow only. Because of this reason, whenever we are developing an object, assume that most of the time, if we execute our object in a slow mode, it will be working fine. But the same object, if we executing in the fast mode, it will not be working it. Okay, so the same thing, if I'm executing with the fast mode, it will not be working it. Right. So for that particular purpose, we need to be get handle these kind of scenarios. Okay. So we need to be get handle this kind of scenarios here. Okay. So to handle this kind of scenarios, you will be taking with the help of the wait statement. Now, what exactly this wait stage will be doing is it will be waiting some particular time here. Okay, so whenever we are taking with the wait stage, this will be waiting for some particular time. But again, if I'm taking with the wait stage, under the wait, you will be getting with the two different type of wait here. One will be mentioning the static wait. Okay, so one will be mentioning the static wait and one will be mentioning the dynamic wait. Okay, so if I'm taking with the wait statement, you will be getting with the two different kind of wait statement. One you will be taking with the static wait and the one you will be taking with the dynamic wait. Okay, now static wait. What is the meaning of the static wait? Static wait means it will be mentioning that wait until the whole time has to be completed. Okay, has to be completed. Right? So if I'm taking with the static wait, okay, if we take with the static wait, which will be mentioning that wait until the whole time has to be completed. In a similar manner, it will be taking with the dynamic wait. If I'm taking with the dynamic wait, okay, so if I'm taking with the dynamic wait, which will be mentioning that wait until, okay, wait until particular condition, okay, particular condition has to be completed. Okay, so if I'm taking this wait, if I'm taking with the wait, one will be mentioning the static wait and one will be mentioning the dynamic wait. Okay, so if I'm taking this wait, it will be mentioning the static wait and which it will be mentioning the dynamic wait. Static wait, it will wait until the whole time has to be completed. Dynamic wait, it will wait a particular condition has to be completed. Now, let's understand in a very detail. So if I'm taking with the wait statement, wait stage is only one stage here. Static wait, dynamic wait are not considered as a stages here. Only wait is considering in a one stage. Under that particular stage, you are getting with the two options. One you will be taking static wait and one you will be taking dynamic wait. Now, if I'm taking with the static wait, functionality of the static wait is we are clearly mentioning that wait until the whole time has to be completed. Okay, so if I'm taking with the static wait, we are mentioning that wait until the whole time has to be completed. Right, now whenever we are working with the static wait, there may be a chances we used to be having a drawback here. Okay, so while working with the static wait, there may be a chances we used to be having a drawback here. So what exactly make the drawback while working with the static wait? Okay, so what exactly make the drawback while working with the static wait is, assume that you have been designed with the object to get open with the application. Okay, for example, you have been written to get design object for opening application. First, you are getting opening with the application. Once application got open, you're typing with the username, typing with the password, clicking on the login button. Now we can see here, you can clearly look into this application. Once I click on the login button, the whole page will not be getting loaded immediately. Okay, so once I click on the login button, the whole page will not be getting loaded immediately. Now we can see here, let's click on login. Once I click on the login, you can see, okay, If I'm taking this employee information page, this particular page is not getting loaded immediately. Let's see once again. I'm taking logout. So here I'm typing with the username, password, taking with the login. You can see it is taking some time to load that particular page. So for that particular purpose, once we click on the login button, okay, so once we click on the login button, we used to be provide some waiting time here, right? So now you're typing username, typing password, you are clicking on login button. Once you click on login button, you are getting providing some waiting time that you will be taking with the 4 seconds here. And after that, you will be clicking on the logout, closing the application. That is okay. Right. Now, whenever we are working with the static, right, it is opening application, typing username, typing password. You provided static wait is 4 seconds. By that, what it will be doing is, it will be waiting. Okay. So it will be waiting until the 4 seconds has to be completed. That is okay. But while working with the static wait, there may be a chances we used to be having a drawback here. Okay, so while working the static wait, there may be a chances we used to be having a drawback. So what make you the drawback of static wait? Okay, so what make you the drawback of sorry, what make you the drawback of static wait? So the drawback of the static wait is, right? So the drawback of the static wait is, now here you provided with the 4 seconds. So clicking on the login button, it is waiting 4 seconds has to be completed. But assume that actually whenever the application is loading, it is not taking with the 4 seconds, within 2 seconds itself, the particular page is getting loaded. Okay, you provided waiting time is 4 seconds, but whenever application is executing, the actual time is taking only 2 seconds to load that particular page. Within 2 seconds, the page is getting loaded. But even though the page got loaded, okay, even though the page got loaded within 2 seconds, it will not be navigating to the next step, because whenever you are working with the static wait, the functionality of static wait is, it is waiting, the whole time has to be completed. It will not bother about whether the particular page got loaded or not, or it will not bother about whether the particular element got loaded or not. Whenever the static wait is getting executed, it will not be looking into any other activities. It will not bother about either particular page got loaded or not, or it will not bother about either particular page element got loaded or not. So simply what it will be doing is, whatever the time we have been provided, it may be 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, anything, it will be waiting, the whole time has to be completed. Okay, so this is what which it will be taking with the static wait here. So by this, even though page is getting loaded, it is taking some more time. So if you understand it, in case of the page is available, there is no use of to wait for some more time. That means whenever you are working with the static wait, there may be a chances we are wasting some time here, because page got loaded within 2 seconds only. But even though page got loaded within 2 seconds, okay, even though page got loaded within 2 seconds, still we are waiting some more time. That means as the page got loaded, but still we are waiting some more time, means we are wasting some time here. If you are using 1 or 2 times, doesn't make any problem. But while working with the application For multiple times, if you are using with the static wait, that it will affect your application performance. Indirectly, it will be taking with the more time to get executed your application. Right? So multiple times, okay, multiple times, if you are taking with the static wait, indirectly it will be wasting with the time. It is taking more time to get executed with the application. Okay, so this it will be taking with the static wait. So don't get confused here. The whole concept is, while working with the static wait, functionality of the static wait is it will wait until the whole time has to be completed. It will not bother about any remaining activities. Okay, so it is not bother about any remaining activities. Because of this, there may be a chances we are wasting some time, or indirectly we are spending with the more time for the execution. So to avoid these kind of activities, it will be taking with the dynamic wait. Dynamic wait means it is clearly mentioning it. Okay, so if I am taking with the dynamic wait, it is clearly mentioning that wait until particular condition has to be completed. Condition means, okay, condition means related to the application. Okay, so if I am taking with the condition, condition means related to the application. That means wait until particular page has to be loaded, or wait until particular page has to be refreshed. Okay, or wait until particular element has to be loaded, or wait until text box has to be loaded, or wait until button has to be loaded. So we'll be writing with the condition. Okay, so we'll be writing with the condition related to that respective pages. So this I will be taking with the condition. Now, whenever you are writing with the condition, apart from condition, we need to be provide time also. If I'm taking static wait, you are providing only time. But if I'm taking with the dynamic wait, we need to be provide with the condition, and at the same time we need to be provide with the time also. Okay, so we'll be taking with the static min. Whenever you are working with the dynamic wait, we need to be provide with the condition, and we need to be provide with the time also. Right? So why we need to be take with the condition, and why we need to be take provide with the time. So what make the reason to provide both the things here? The reason is, assume that you written the condition to get button has to be loaded. Okay, so you written some condition, wait login button has to be loaded. Now whenever it was executing, it is waiting login button has to be got loaded. So it is waiting for 1 second, button did not got loaded, waiting for 2 seconds, button got loaded. So here you provided with the time is 4 seconds. Okay, so first it was waiting, the button has to be loaded, waiting for 1 second, button did not got loaded, waiting for 2 seconds, button got loaded. As button got loaded, immediately it will be navigating to the next step here. Okay, so as button got loaded, immediately it will be navigating to the next step. Okay, let it be. Now here there is no chance of wasting with the time. Once particular button got loaded, immediately it will be navigating to the next step. Okay, right. Now assume that whenever you are waiting for the button, first it is waiting for 1 second, button did not get loaded. Next it is waiting for 2 seconds, button did not load it. Waiting for 3 seconds, button did not get loaded. Waiting for 4 seconds also button did not get loaded, but the maximum time we given with the 4 seconds is after 4 seconds it will be giving a timeout error. Okay, so after 4 seconds it will be giving a timeout error here. Fine. So here we are getting understanding that. Okay, so we are understanding that whatever the time we have been provided, that will be considered like a maximum time. In case of your particular condition not completed within that particular time, then it will be giving an error here. So because of this, whenever you are working with the dynamic wait, we are providing with the condition, and at the same time you are providing with the time also. Okay, right. So this is the whole thing related to the wait stage, right? So the whole concept is whenever we are working with the automation, there may be a chances. Okay, while working with the automation, there may be a chances we need to be take with the help of the wait statement here. Nothing but it will be taking with the wait stage. So the purpose of the wait stage is it's need to be wait some particular time. In that, by default, you will be taking with the wait stage. So if I'm taking with the wait stage, you will be getting with the two things. One you will be taking static wait, and one you will be taking with the dynamic wait. So if I'm taking with the static wait, mentioning that wait until the whole time has to be completed. If I'm taking with the dynamic wait, mentioning that wait a particular condition has to be completed. Whenever you are working with the static wait, there may be a chances particular time is getting wasted, but if we take with the dynamic wait, there is no possibility the time has to be get wasted. So based on user comfortable, either we can get work with the static wait or we can get work with the dynamic wait. Okay, there is no like particular condition need to be work with only static wait or only dynamic wait. That will depends on the user only. Based on the user comfortable, either we can get work with the static wait or we can get work with the dynamic wait here. Okay, so this is about the whole thing related to the wait statement, and which will be taking static wait and will be taking with the dynamic wait. In a similar manner, to get implemented this wait activity, it will be taking with the one more option that it will be taking with the sleep option here. So if I'm taking with the Blue Prism, you will be getting with the sleep option. If I'm taking with the sleep option, again it will be mentioning that wait until the whole time has to be completed. So if I'm taking with the static wait, it will be mentioning that wait until the whole time has to be completed. And if I'm taking with the sleep also, wait until the whole time has to be completed. Okay, then what exactly making you the difference here? So what exactly making you the difference between static wait and the sleep option is, if I'm taking with the static wait, it is considering in a one built-in stage. But if I'm taking with the sleep, it is not in a stage, it is a one option here. Or nothing but it will be saying that one action. Okay, so let me understand in a detail what exactly mean by this action here. Okay, so till now it is clear. Any clarification till this point about wait stage and static wait, dynamic wait, sleep option? Any clarifications from here? Okay, right. Now let's understand in a very detail about with the action statement here. Okay, so to get understand on it, let me take any programming languages. For example, any programming languages. Okay, so if I'm taking any programming languages, how the structure will be working is, First, it will be taking with the one library file, right? It will be taking with the one library file. Under the library file, okay, so under the library file, it will be getting with the methods, right? It will be taking with the method 1, and which it will be taking method 2, and which it will be taking with the method 3 here. Okay, and in a similar manner, okay, so in a similar manner, if required, it will be taking with the one more library file, and again it will be taking with the same thing, which it will be taking method 1, and then it will be taking with the method 2, and which it will be taking method 3, right? So whenever you are working, okay, so whenever we are working with any programming languages, if I'm taking with the structure or standards of programming language, there may be a chances we used to be take with the one library file. So if I'm getting using this library file, automatically will be getting an access for these methods. In case if I'm taking this library file, then I will be getting an access for these methods. That means whenever you are taking with the programming, okay, whenever you are taking with the programming, you are getting understanding that what is the method you have to be using according to your requirement to perform a particular action. You are getting understanding that what is the method you have to be used. Whatever the method you want to be used, okay, whatever the method you want to be used related to that particular method, it will be getting imported that library file. Okay, so whatever the method you want to be used related to that particular method, you are getting imported that particular library file. By that, automatically you will be getting an access for the respective methods. In a similar manner, okay, so in a similar manner, if I'm taking with the Blue Prism, right? So in a similar manner, if I'm taking with the Blue Prism also, it will be following with the same structure, right? So while working with the Blue Prism also, we used to be follow the same kind of structure here. So what exactly we are doing is, in a Blue Prism also, rather than taking with the library file, okay, rather than calling in a library file, we used to be calling a VBO, or we used to be calling a business object, okay, which it will be mentioning that business object, or it will be taking with the XML. If I'm taking programming languages, it is considered as a library file. But if I'm taking with the Blue Prism, according to the terminology of the Blue Prism, which it will be taking with the VBO, or it will be taking with the business object, or it will be taking with the XML file. Okay, right. Now, under this business object, okay, so under this business object, so under the library file, we are taking with the methods, right? In a similar manner, under this business object, okay, so if I'm taking with the business object, under the business object, fine. So under the business object, which it will be taking with the action. Here, it will be mentioning the action 1, which it will be taking with the action 1, right? So we are taking with the action 1 here. So now, if required, it will be taking action 2, which it will be taking with the action 3 here. Okay, so we are taking with the one VBO. For one VBO, it will be getting with the different kind of the actions here. Same concept here. So while working with the programming languages, you are taking library file, but here you are taking with the VBOs. If required, it will be taking with the one more VBO. again it will be taking with the one more VBO, or it will be taking with the one more business object, which it will be taking business object, or it will be taken with the one more XML. And under this it will be taking with the respective actions here, which it will be taking with the respective actions here. It will be taking with the 2, which it will be taking 3. Right. So whenever you are working with the programming languages, we are taking with the library file, getting imported this library file. By that, we will be getting an access for these methods here. In a similar manner, while working with the Blue Prism, it will be getting imported with the VBO file. So once you are importing this VBO file, then by default, it will be getting an access for these actions. So concept is, whenever you are working with the Blue Prism, in case if you want to be get an access for any of the actions, okay. So if you want to be get an access for any of the actions, we need to be get imported that respective VBO. Okay. So if I'm taking an example, in Blue Prism, it will be taking with the built-in VBO that it will be using utility-general. Okay, it will be taking with the built-in VBO that it will be taking utility-general. Under this, it will be getting with the action that it will be taking with the sleep action. Okay. So this is considering an a VBO, and this is considering an a action. That means going forward, whenever we are working with the Blue Prism, if we are having with the requirement to access sleep action, we need to be take with the VBO of utility-general. Okay, it's not like only sleep here. Going forward, according to the requirement, it will be taking with the help of the multiple built-in actions here. To get an access of those actions, we need to be understand which VBO need to be used. It will be getting imported that particular VBO. Okay, so we need to be get imported that particular VBO here. Right? Okay. Now, how we can get imported this VBO? So if I'm taking with the VBO, the full form of the VBO mentioning the visual business object. Okay. So if I'm taking with the full form of the VBO, which will be mentioning the visual business object. Okay. Whenever we are working with the Blue Prism, again, not required to get install this VBO. Okay, not required to get install this VBO. Once we are installing with the Blue Prism, by default these VBOs will get installed. Okay, once we are installing with the Blue Prism. Okay. Once we are installing with the Blue Prism, by default we will be getting this inbuilt VBOs. Fine. So whenever you are installing with the VBO, by default, okay. So by default, you will be getting with the option of the inbuilt VBO. Okay. Now here, okay. So here, once we got imported that VBO into the Blue Prism, you will be getting the access for that respective action. Now let's get understand on it how we can import with the VBOs into the Blue Prism. Okay. So once you are taking with the Blue Prism, we need to be get understand how we can get import with the VBOs. First, let's cross check that whether the built-in VBOs are available or not. So for that, you can go to the application and you can go to the C drive. Once you go to the C drive, go to the program files where Blue Prism got installed. it will be getting with the folder name, that is Blue Prism Limited. You can get open this particular folder. Again, you can open this particular folder. Here you will be getting with the built-in option that will be taking VBO. We are not creating this particular folder. Okay, once Blue Prism got installed, by default you will be getting this particular folder. Again, you can get open this particular folder, then you will be getting built-in business objects. Now we can see here, these are all the built-in VBOs which is available in a format of XML. Okay, so according to the requirement, we need to be get understand what are all the built-in VBOs need to be used. Okay, so according to the requirement, we need to be get understand what are all the built-in VBOs need to be used. Now, as part of our requirement, what is the VBO we required? Utility-general. So you will be able to see with the VBO utility-general. So as part of our requirement, we need to be take with the help of this particular VBO. Now, we need to be import this VBO into the Blue Prism. Okay, so we need to be import this VBO into the Blue Prism. So how we can import this VBO into the Blue Prism? Okay, so how you will be importing this VBO into the Blue Prism is, so for that it will be taking with the file. Okay, which will be taking with the file. From the file you will be taking with the option is import. Okay, so from the file you will be taking with the option is import. Right, so once you are taking with the import, right, so once you are taking with the import, it will be taking with the browse button. Okay, once you are taking with the import, it will be taking with the browse button. Whenever you are taking with the browse button, okay, so whenever we are taking with the browse button, you need to be get navigate to the path of C drive. Fine, you need to be get navigate to the path of C drive. Then you will be taking program files. Under the program files, Blue Prism Limited. Under Blue Prism Limited, Blue Prism Automate. Under that you will be taking with the VBO. So under the VBO, you will be having with the respective business object. Then what we require, utility-general, right? You will be taking utility-general. Then you can click on open and click on the next button. For me, it is giving an error, but for your guys, as you are taking first time, you will not be getting it. But for me, as already I got imported, so it is giving this option here. So you will be clicking on the next button and you will click on finish. Once you click on finish, how we can confirm that whether it got imported or not. So to confirm that whether it got imported or not, it will be taking with the Studio tab. So if I'm taking with the Studio tab, under the Studio tab, you will be having an objects. Under the objects, you will be able to see that mentioning that utility-general. So once you are able to see in the list, okay, once you are able to see in the list, then you can get confirmed. Okay, once you are able to see in the list, then you can confirm that your VBO got imported. So as we are able to see under objects, we are confirming that our object got imported here. Okay, so this is what which we will be taking with the option of the inbuilt VBOs and getting importing with the respective VBOs here. Okay, so clear up to this about with the VBOs and importing it, accessing it. Any clarifications from here? Okay, right. So now let's get understand about all these things here. Let's take an example how we can work with all these kind of activities. So we look into the example working with the wait statement under the static wait, in which we will be taking with the dynamic wait, in which we will be taking with the sleep option here. Okay. Now we can see how we can get utilize all these three options here, right? So for this, let me create with the one object. Okay, so we need to be get created with the one object. Let me create with the object here. Okay. Take with the right click. We will be mentioning that. Sorry guys. So we are mentioning that create object, that you will be knowing it. Now you will be mentioning the wait statement, okay, which you will be taking with the wait statement here. So clicking on the next button and click on the finish. Right. Let's take with the double click on it, which you will be taking wait statement. Okay. Now you will be taking with the action 1, you will be taking with the rename, which you will be taking with the wait statement here. Okay, right. So this common thing you will be having it. So by default you are getting with the start stage, and which it will be having with the end stage here. Now first we need to be set up application modular, right? Let me set up with the application modular. First we will be taking application modular. Okay, so which we will be taking with the application modular. So if I'm taking with the application modular, I will be taking application name and clicking on the next button, selecting browser based application, click on the next button, selecting browser need to be opened from executable file, click on the next button, providing the path of IE browser and providing application URL. Let's take application URL. So this is the application we have to be work, providing that application URL. And again click on the next button, clicking on the next, again click on the next, click on the finish. Right. Now first activities you will be clicking on the launch button. Once you have been click on the launch button, okay, so once you have been click on the launch button, it will be getting opening with the application. Right. Now first we need to be follow the hierarchy, right? So which we need to be follow the respective hierarchy. So if I'm taking with the respective hierarchy, okay, so if I'm taking this respective hierarchy, first we will be taking with the page name here, right? You will be clicking on identify, then you will be taking with the whole page. We already discussed about with the spy mode, right? One you will be taking HTML mode, one you will be taking Win32 mode, one you will be taking accessibility mode, and one you will be taking region mode. Now here you will be taking with the HTML mode. First you will be getting spied with the whole screen. Okay, you will be taking control left click, the whole page will be getting identified. So this I will be taking with the login page. Click on highlight, it is getting highlighting with the whole page here. Okay, right. Now under the page, you will be taking that respective elements. Okay, so under the page, which you will be taking that respective elements. So if I'm taking that respective elements, one you will be taking with the text box hyphen, you will be taking with the login name. Click on identify and getting identifying this text box. Again you will be taking with the control left click, which you will be clicking on highlight. So it is getting highlighting it. Okay. Next you will be taking one more element, that you will be taking text box hyphen, you will be taking with the password. click on identify. It is getting identifying that respective password. Again, you can click on highlight. So once you click on highlight, it is getting highlighting the password here. And after that, it will be taking with the one more element mentioning with the button hyphen. It will be taking with the login. Click on identify, take with the login. Okay, which it will be taking with the login. Right. So by this it will be taking login page. Once login page has been completed. Okay. Once login page has been completed, we need to be take with the logout. Now this is the home page, right? Need to be get identify the home page. So to get identify the home page, you will be clicking on add element, which you will be taking with the home page. Now click on identify. Once you click on identify, okay. So once you have been click on identify, you will be taking with the whole page here. Whatever this whole page is there, which you will be taking this whole page, that you will be taking with the control left click. Okay. Now again you can click on this highlight, getting highlighting it. Okay. Now under the home page, you will be taking that respective option that you will be taking with the option hyphen logout. Okay. Now click on identify, which you will be taking with the logout. Okay. You will be taking logout, that you will be taking control left click, which you will be taking with the logout. Click on highlight, getting highlighted. Okay, right. Now related to the scenario, okay. So related to the scenario, whatever the elements you have been required, you have been spied that particular elements here. Okay, fine. Now we're done with the application modular. Okay. Now let's get design with the object. So to design with the object, first we are taking with the start stage. Okay. First we are taking with the start stage. Next we need to be open application. So to open application, it will be taking with the help of the navigate stage. Okay. So to get open with the application, it will be taking with the help of the navigate stage. Now we need to be open application, right? So to open application, which you will be taking double click on it, mentioning that open application. Then you will be taking with the main root node, you will be taking with the launch activity. Now we can click on OK. Once application got open, okay. Once application got open, it will take some time to load in a page, right? So for that, you will be taking with the help of the wait statement. We already mentioning that wait is considering in a one built-in stage. Now if you see here, by default, you will be getting with the wait stage. Just if you take with the drop, it will be giving in a wait and it will be giving time order. You can see here, once I'm dropping with the wait, automatically will be getting with the time order. Right? Fine. So now I will be taking with the wait here. So if I'm taking with the wait, whenever you are working with the wait, you will be getting with the two types of wait statement. One you will be taking static wait and one you will be taking dynamic wait. Static wait, waiting until the whole time has to be completed. Dynamic wait, wait a particular condition has to be completed. Okay, so if we take with the static wait, mentioning that the whole time has to be completed. Dynamic wait, the particular condition has to be completed. Okay, first let me take with the static wait here. That is, I'm providing with the waiting time. For easy understanding, this I will be mentioning with the static. Okay, so here we are having the option to provide with the time. For example, I'm giving in a 3 seconds here. Now it's need to be wait until 3 seconds has to be completed. We are not writing any condition. It just need to be wait. This whole time has to be completed. Okay, right. And after this, once the time has been completed, then it has to be type username. For typing with the username, you will be taking with the help of the right stage. Now you will be mentioning that you will be taking with the type underscore, you will be taking username. What is the username? It has to be type it admin. Where it has to be type it, you will be taking that element details. Now click on OK. And once we type it to the username, okay, once we type it to the once we type it to the username, we need to be wait for some time. Isn't that? After typing with the username, we have to be wait for some time here. So for that, again you can take with the wait statement, or we can take with the help of the sleep action. If you want to be use sleep action, first we need to be import with the VBO. Based on that, you will be getting an access. We already imported with the VBO. Then how we can access? To get access this, you will be taking with the stage that you will be taking with the action stage here. Okay, so which it will be taking with the help of the action stage here. Okay, so we'll be taking with the help of the action stage here. Now I will be performing double click on it. Once you're done with the double click, it is asking with the name. For easy understanding, I'm mentioning with the sleep only. Now we can see here it is giving in a drop down having the list of the business object, mentioning that which business object you want to be using according to our requirement. So what is the business object we required? Utility-general. You will be selecting it. So from this, what you are accessing? Sleep statement. Okay. So from this, we will be taking with the sleep statement here. Okay, right. Now you will be clicking on OK. Let me provide with the 3 seconds here. Click on OK. So after that, you need to be type in a password. For typing with the password, again you will be taking with the right stage. Now you will be taking with the right stage. Perform double click on it. You will be mentioning the type underscore. Okay, I will be taking type underscore. I will be taking with the password. So here I will be mentioning it. I will be taking with the admin. I will be taking with the password, and I will click on OK. Next, you have to be click on login button. So to click on the login button, I will be taking with the help of the navigate stage. Perform double click on it. I will be mentioning that click underscore. I will be taking login. Okay, you will be mentioning that click underscore login, which you will be taking with the button login. Then you will be mentioning click center. Okay, so you will be mentioning with the click center, and which it will be clicking on OK. Once it's performed the click activity, okay. Once it got performed the click activity, it will take some time to load in a page, right? So for that, again we need to be take with the wait, and now I will be taking with the wait stage only. Previously you are taking with the static wait. Now you will be mentioning the dynamic wait. What is the meaning of the dynamic wait? Wait until the particular condition has to be completed. Let me write with the condition. I will be writing with the condition, wait until this logout option has to be available. Okay. So once you perform with the login, it has to be wait until this logout option has to be available. Once this particular option is available, that means once this option is exist, you're taking the condition is check exist. In case of this option is exist, then it can take with the login activity. Now we can see, you're able to see that getting one round color symbol because we written one condition, we are getting this round symbol. So for static wait, we don't have those things. But if I'm taking with the dynamic wait, which it will be taking the symbol. Okay. Now, once the condition is true, what it has to be done? It's need to be perform the click activity for logout. So to take with the logout, that is a click activity. Again, it will be taking with the navigate stage. So perform double click on it. It will be mentioning that click underscore. It will be taking with the logout. Okay. So which it will be mentioning that click underscore. It will be taking logout. Then it will be taking with the logout. It will be taking with the option is click center. Then it will be clicking on OK. Right. And after that, we need to be get close application. Once we click on the logout, we need to be close application. To close application, again it will be taking with the help of the navigate stage. So perform double click on it. It will be mentioning that click underscore, sorry, close application, right? Which it will be mentioning that close application. Okay. So we'll be taking with the close application, it will be taking with the main root node, and it will be taking with the option is terminate, which it will be taking with the terminate. Okay, right, click on OK. And at last we need to be stop with the execution. Okay, right, now we can see here we'll be taking with the connectivity, starting with the execution, opening with the application, taking with the wait. It will wait until the whole time has to be completed. Once it got completed, then it will be typing username, again waiting it, which it will be typing password, taking with the login, and then taking with the dynamic wait. So in case of the condition is true, it's need to be take logout, then close application, and which it will be taking with the end activity. Okay, now we can see here what is the condition we written here, which we written with the condition. Okay, so we written with the condition is logout check exist. Okay, in case of this logout check exists, right? So in case of this logout check, in case of this logout check exists, then it will be performing with the click activity. Now we can see here. So I'm taking with the reset. So taking with the reset and taking with the run. Now once I click on it, let me take reset, close it. I'm taking with the reset, take with the run activity. Getting opening with the application. Now we can see it is waiting it. We given wait statement is 3 seconds, right? So waiting for 3 seconds. It will wait until the whole time has to be completed. Again is waiting because we given sleep statement, right? Waiting it. Now it will take login, but here it is not waiting. Immediately it is clicking on the logout. The reason is we are clearly mentioning that whenever we are taking with the static wait, okay, whenever we are taking with the static wait, it will wait until the whole time has to be completed. But if I'm taking with the dynamic wait, it will be waiting particular condition has to be completed. It will wait a particular condition has to be completed. So once this condition has been satisfied, immediately it will be taking with the logout. Because of this, now we can see here. I'm taking reset, once again I'm getting executed. Let's take reset, run it. So here it is getting waiting it because of static wait, and it will type username, again waiting it because of sleep statement, But once login has been done, it is not waiting it. Just it is looking into that logout option is available. As logout option is available, immediately it is taking with the logout. Okay. So this I will be taking with the static wait, and which it will be taking with the dynamic wait, and which it will be taking with the sleep option here. Okay. So clear about all these details. Working with the wait stage, working with the static wait, dynamic wait, sleep option. Any clarifications on this? Now, if we look into this, if I'm taking with the execution, everything is working fine, we don't have any issues, but you are able to see that mentioning that one error. Okay, so it is working fine, but you are able to see one error. The reason we are getting an error is whenever you are working with the dynamic wait. Okay, so whenever you are working with the dynamic wait, you have been written with the one condition. In case of this condition is true, then it will perform that respective activity. Assume that this condition is false, then what it has to be done? You are mentioning that in case of logout is exist, then perform the logout activity. In case of logout option is not available, then what it has to be done? Okay. So in case of the logout option is not available, then it has to be throw an error. Okay. So in case of the logout option is not available, it's need to be throw an error. Right? So for throwing an error, okay. For throwing an error, okay. So for throwing an error, we need to be take with the help of the concept that we need to be discussed about with the exception handling. Okay. So if you want to be for throwing an error, we need to be take with the help of exception handling. So once you are getting implementing with the exception handling, then this error also will be getting resolved. Okay. So next we need to be get understood how we need to be handled with the, how we need to be get implemented with the exception handling. Okay. So while working with the normal programming languages, how you will be getting implemented exception handling in a similar manner while working with the Blue Prism also, we are having with the concept of exception handling. So we need to be get understood how we can get implemented this exception handling. Okay, right. Now let's get understand on it how exactly we can get implemented this exception handling. Okay, so this we'll discuss tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll get understand about how we can get implemented with the exception handling, what are all the stages need to be used to get implemented exception handling. So that exception handling it will be taking with the connectivity for this. By that this error also will be resolved here. Okay, so clear up to this. Any more clarifications before exiting from the meeting? Okay, so if we don't have any clarifications, we can get exit from the meeting. So meet you tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be discussing about all the exception handling concepts here. Okay, right. Thank you guys. Thanks everyone.